Well, with summer here, many of you may be planning a trip, whether it be within the States or outside of the country. And because of the coronavirus, a number of places are open for travelers, but with some restrictions. Here to talk about everything you need to know before booking your trip is Deb Metcalf from Travel Agents International. Deb, thanks so much for joining us here this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's start with the first question, which is for some folks who want to travel, what are some of the safer places that folks can go to among the pandemic?
Right now, still the Caribbean is fairly safe. They're just now opening up. Antigua just opened up this past week. Jamaica's opening up the week of the 14th, which I believe is just right around the corner. And then the rest of the Caribbean is pretty well opening up right after that. So you've pretty much got the Caribbean and the Bahamas open now.
Okay, well that's good to hear for some folks that want to go to the islands. Are there any areas that families and some folks should avoid if they plan on traveling?
Well, yesterday they just announced the United Kingdom, which as you know is Great Britain, Ireland, Scotland, that area. If you do fly into that country, that you will have a 14-day quarantine before you can go anywhere else.
Wow.
So then that was just announced yesterday, which is really going to put a damper on a lot of countries because there's a lot of connections through London. Canada, you still cannot get into Canada. And, Hawaii, they still have the 14-day quarantine there. So if you're going to Hawaii, you've got to stay at least 14 days.
Okay.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind quarantining on the beach for 14 days.
Yeah, you gotta have at least 14 days there.
Yeah. But what are some of the safety measures that you've noticed for airlines and hotels and some accommodations take for any families that might be wanting to take a trip?
Well, the airlines, as you know, they are requiring you wear the mask. The flight attendants are wearing masks. They are sitting if there's a 3-seat side, it's the aisle, they're skipping the middle, and then the window. If it's a 2-seat side, if you're traveling together, you'll be sitting together there. If you are doing, obviously they cleaning. They call it fogging, but they fog the airplane before each group gets on. Yeah. Okay, so if there's a crowd getting off, they'll go in and fog, clean, sanitize, and before the next group of people get on. Definitely. So, I mean, they're taking all kinds of measures, and the hotels are really doing the same. There's sanitizers everywhere. They're checking a lot of hotels are checking your temperature. A lot of the restaurants are not fully open, and the ones that are open, they are, putting you 6 feet apart. The tables are 6 feet apart. So
all those steps.
They're all being very conscious of the steps, yes.
Deb Metcalf, thank you so much. And of course, we hope that families will, as they head into the summer vacation, plan some trips. And we thank you for that information, Deb.